All right, welcome listeners to OMG One More Game podcast, episode 5. Today is 3 March 2022. 20 March 2022, and we are here with my good buddy Swift. We'll get his video fixed up here. Swift, how's it going, dude?
Hey, buddy. Yeah, I'm good.
Nice.
Duke won today, so that's good news.
Sure did.
I don't know what's going on with the video, so apologies about that. But I'm happy about the Duke win. We played some. So, dude, I talked to you kind of about this. Such other buddies that we game with. Played some pickleball this morning.
Oh,
Came back, watched Duke win, hung out, and now we're here. And I'm super, super excited to be here, obviously. I realized based on the past couple episodes that I've listened to that I never actually asked you how you're doing. So how are you, dude?
Oh, dude, you're so considerate. I don't care what they say about you.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm doing great. Just frantically trying to fix your face.
Yeah.
And we'll get it figured out. Well, dude, it's been a good week. What's going on in your world?
Dude, not a lot. Other than the fact, hold on, I want everybody to watch this. Hold on, let me see if I can do this. Let's see. Does that work? You guys see this?
Whoa, look at that mustache.
You see this mustache?
It's hideous.
It's heinous. It's tough to look at.
Yeah.
But it's there.
It hurts us more than it hurts you.
Oh, I know. But it's there because I'm doing Mustache March. We do this every year for whatever reason. In March, obviously, in the Air Force, and it's horrifying. Everyone in the squadron looks like pedophiles, and it's painful for everybody else.
Yeah,
wives, like not only wives, like me. I want to shave this thing off all the time. Like I just go back and forth. Like, should I keep it? Should I not?
Yeah, I just couldn't bring myself this year to get into the festivities, so yeah, you can assess me as required, but I heard you guys made a little interesting purchase in the household.
Yeah. So I went to work on Monday and last week, obviously. Went to work, was getting ready to brief to go fly, and Shannon's like, "Don't go into the vault." And the crazy thing is we have these Garmin like watches now, right?
Yeah.
The Phoenix 6 or whatever. So I get the notification on my phone or on my watch, and I'm like, "Oh, okay, I think something's wrong." I go back to my phone. Nothing's wrong. Shannon just happened to be driving past a golf cart that was for sale. And she's like, "Can I have $3,200 to spend on this?" And I was like, we'll see, I guess. She's like, "Okay, that's fine. They're going to put it away, blah, 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 blah." We went to look at it. So on Tuesday, the day after, we went over, we test drove it. We spent a lot of money on Tuesday because we bought the golf cart for $3,200. And then I took my SUV to the Firestone on base and spent a lot of money on that to get it fixed up. So
rough.
I did not anticipate that, Tuesday, March, whatever, was going to be a very expensive day for us, but it was
Black Tuesday in the
it was
Swift
brutal
household. So what he's saying is he's poor. Go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. And
I'm so poor. Please help me.
All right, cool, dude. That's awesome. Yeah, you can't really count yourself as an Arizona resident if you don't have a golf cart. So
that's true. Yeah, that's true. That was a big decision point.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
Sweet, dude. Well, today we're going to get into some interesting conversations about sports games because it is March Madness. I see you got the Duke hat on there. I think we every episode we've had where Duke played, they lost. So at least you got a win today in the tournament.
We gotta win, baby.
So we'll get into that conversation here in a little bit. But we're at the 5-episode milestone, dude. So it's all downhill from here. We're at the peak.
Yeah. We peaked, and now I think it'll be fine.
We're on the up and up. We're going viral. I'm glad you guys are on board on the ground level.
You bet.
So let's jump right into the news for the week. All right, dude. First one I got for you. I don't know if you're a Harry Potter nerd like I was as a kid growing up, but the Hogwarts Legacy is a game coming out sometime this year, and they just had a state of play with PlayStation this last week, and they revealed some gameplay, about 15 minutes worth, what the storyline's going to kind of look like. And my favorite part of this whole announcement, no freaking microtransactions in the game.
Okay.
So what are you feeling about this Hogwarts game?
First of all, I am a huge Harry Potter fan.
Yeah.
My sister and I, when we were kids, back when it was the thing, we would wait outside of the bookstores at midnight for releases.
Yeah.
We would literally just wait there for hours with my mom to get these books. I've read all of them. The crazy thing is, Shannon and I, when we can't sleep, we listen to the books.
Oh, audiobook Harry Potter.
Audio, yeah. So we have the audiobooks. So we listen to them to, I don't know, calm ourselves down or whatever it happens to be. But we both do it constantly, depending on who can sleep and who cannot. But I'm excited about this because, again, I love Harry Potter. The gameplay looks awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just watching it here. The combat looks fluid. Like the graphics look awesome. It makes you feel like you're going to be exactly how you imagine being a wizard.
So I saw the trailer, and I think there's something on Twitter I saw that you can basically decide to be good or bad, just like most of the open world games.
Yeah.
And I feel like most people are just gonna be Voldemort. Just wreck
all of them.
Everything. Because why not? If you have the abilities, go for it.
Yeah, Slytherin. Yeah, you look like a Slytherin to me with that mustache.
No, dude. Are you kidding? It's red. I'm a Hogwarts.
I forgot.
For sure.
You're Ronaldo Weasley.
Yeah.
All right. So dude.
Yeah.
I'm stoked about it. They didn't give a hard date yet, but if you're looking at this gameplay here, I know listeners, you can't see it, but go ahead and check that state of play out, and it looks really cool.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Got that to look forward to. Dude, funny story about Harry Potter. When the last book came out, I was probably, I don't know, I want to say 16 or 17. And I drove to the bookstore like late at night to get the first copy that I could get my hands on. And I'm driving back in the middle of the night, and I'm kind of trying to like read it as I'm driving, and I get pulled over, and this guy thinks I'm drunk because I'm kind of swerving because I'm trying to read this, like the prologue or whatever. And he goes, are you intoxicated, sir? I'm like, to be honest, sir, I'm just a nerd reading Harry Potter, and I will pay attention to the road. He's like, get out of here, you idiot.
Yeah.
So
I'm trying to read the book. Like, dude, just drive the 15 minutes home and then read it.
Right, I know. Big Harry Potter nerd, and in this family, we're also all big on that. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the next piece of news here. So if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, you are going to be offered the opportunity to get Paramount Plus free for 30 days, starting on March 23rd. Normally, they only give you a 7-day free trial, but sounds like they're trying to get you with the new Halo series. So if you subscribe to Game Pass, you'll get 30 days free to watch all the Halo series. So I know you're planning on watching it, but the way I look at this, I don't expect to be a long-term Paramount Plus subscriber. Like, I'm probably going to watch Halo and that's it. But
Yeah.
It seems like if you just get a month's worth of Game Pass, you get a free month of Paramount Plus, and then you also can play some free games. Would be a decent strategy in my mind.
Yeah. How much? So I don't subscribe to Game Pass. How much is? Remind us. How much is Game Pass?
I think it's $14 a month or $12.99. I don't. It's somewhere in that ballpark.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So I'm not a Game Pass subscriber, but the 30-day Paramount trial is awesome.
Yeah.
I'm so stoked for the Halo series. I saw, in fact, when I was watching Duke earlier, win, to go to the Sweet 16.
Oh,
which I loved.
Kind of a big deal.
But they were showing Halo trailers. So that I'm excited for the Halo series. I think if anybody's not a Paramount Plus subscriber, this is like okay. So do you watch Yellowstone?
No, but I've heard it's really good.
I have also heard it's really good. I've never seen it, but on top of the Halo series, a little plug here for 1883, which is the precursor to the Yellowstone series. It's also on Paramount Plus. And dude, so for me, like Shannon loved it because it's brutal. It literally shows the trek from Texas to Oregon, right?
Yeah,
and they're getting rolled up on by Native Americans. They're getting rolled up by cattle thieves. We all played Oregon Trail probably when we were young.
Yeah,
you died of dysentery. That game. But it literally shows that in a very thematic, like cinematic world, and it is outstanding. So while you have your 30-day Paramount Plus subscription, check out Halo and please check out 1883 because it's probably one of my favorite shows that I've seen, and it's only one season. So
nice. I think they filmed some of that here in Fort Worth at the stock.
I think they did. Yeah, I think they did.
Nice. I'll have to check that out. So yeah. So you heard it from here from One More Game podcast. The best way to do this is to sign up for a month of Game Pass. Follow our recommendation of cancel as soon as you subscribe so that it doesn't charge you without.
Oh yeah, you gotta cancel immediately.
And then sign up for your free 30 days of Paramount Plus, cancel immediately, and then watch not only Halo, but 1883.
Yeah, if you're like me and you don't cancel immediately, you'll pay for Paramount Plus for 3 years. So don't do that. Just cancel immediately.
All right. Let's get into the next bit of juicy news. So if you're a Call of Duty Warzone fan, they just tweeted that they're releasing let's call it a makeover for your Rebirth Resurgence Rebirth Island playlist. So they're calling it Reinforced. So this week you're going to see some sort of change to that game mode. If I'm looking at the tweet, there's a few like map name changes. So it looks like the same map, but some parts of the map might be different. And there's some ships around the island, and then some like classic conspiracy theory like pictures and yarn and stuff. But what are your thoughts, dude? Do you play the Resurgence ever?
I've played Resurgence a lot. I like Resurgence. We've kind of gotten off of and by we I mean like our typical gaming crew. We've kind of gotten off the COD train recently because of Destiny 2 and
Lost
Ark and Elden Ring. So we haven't played in a little while. I really liked Resurgence when we were playing because it's quick.
Yeah, it's like a mix between the multiplayer and Warzone. Yeah,
you're like in it instantly. And so for everybody that plays Call of Duty, you know that. But I liked Resurgence on Rebirth Island because it was again very fast paced. So it was like a good warm up to get into Call of Duty. The big Warzone, as it were. I'm wondering what they're doing with the ships. If it's like when they did it with Verdansk and they pulled the ship, the ship was kind of off the coast for a little while, and then it all of a sudden was shipwrecked and there were zombies, or like who knows what they're trying to do as far as storyline goes. But interesting to see that they're at least changing up the map a little bit. I think probably a good change.
Yeah, I mean, in this game, changes can always be interesting because lots of bugs and glitches, but we'll see.
True.
At least it'll kind of throw a new spin on it. I didn't see any major issue when this came out of like there not being enough people in the main part of the game and having to wait too long, so I'm not really worried about it, and it might be cool to check out if we ever start playing that game again.
Yeah.
Cool.
When the next one releases and we have to level all our guns up to 70 again.
Yeah.
It'll be fun. Nice casual time. Yeah.
Sweet. All right, last bit of news, team, is there's no more building in Fortnite. If you're a Fortnite fan and you hate building, then this is the time to get into that game. I'm not a Fortnite player, so and the main reason I never played is because I don't know how to build, and those little 10-year-olds can build a mansion in 5 seconds. So I guess with the new season and the new, however they do it, chapter, no more building. It leads to the question, because don't you spend a lot of time in that game like getting resources to build, like hacking trees and whatnot with your pickaxe?
I think so.
So like,
I don't know.
What would you do if you weren't looking for loot or resources, just looking for guns, I guess?
I guess. Again, dude, I'm like you. I like dove into the Fortnite realm a little while, like a few years ago, but I never played the multiplayer. I was just trying to learn how to play the game and try to build maybe. So I played the campaign against whatever the enemies are called there. But I don't know. I think maybe the Fortnite without building, maybe I could get into.
Yeah. The way I see this is kind of like the development team being like, hey, let's see if this game is better without the thing that a lot of people don't like.
Well, I feel I don't know that a lot of people don't like it. I feel like the thing that sets people apart in the game is the building, right?
Yeah.
If you can build and be lethal, as it were, then you've probably, you outplay everybody. So I feel like it may be like a publicity stunt to be like, hey, everybody, you can just wander around and find guns and find cover and what Twisted Towers, I think, is their like most famous thing.
Yeah.
And try to hide or whatever. But overall, I think there's no shot they don't bring it back almost immediately.
No way. It'll be an outrage. I could see them maybe making a different playlist, like no build playlist. But
yeah, maybe.
I think that game already has like custom lobbies in it anyways. So if people are already probably doing that, I'm not sure though. Kind of talking out of my making stuff up, but on top of that, the trailer that they came out with, just like we talked about in our in-game cosmetics episode, you can be Doctor Strange in that game.
Can you fly?
I have no idea how it works, but I doubt it. I imagine it's just a skin for your dude. But,
yeah. Your cape, because I've seen some of the Fortnite stuff where you can like, when you're jumping off the bus, you have like an umbrella or a glider or whatever. I bet maybe it's just his cape.
He's just like
floats down majestically and lands.
Maybe you can just do this little ring thingy and teleport wherever you want to go.
Yeah.
All right, man. Cool. So if you're a Fortnite player, you got that to look forward to, or maybe not if you like building.
Yeah.
And that will wrap up the news for the week, unless you got anything to add there, Swift.
Nope.
All right, guys, let's get into our games radar for the week. All right, so we talked about the Hogwarts Legacy already. All we know is sometime this year, so get ready for that. If it shows in the gameplay trailers, it says work in progress, kind of like this is not the final product. So it does kind of look like it needs a little bit more polishing, but sometime this year you'll get that.
Of course.
You'll be able to live out your Hogwarts fantasies.
Oh, I can't wait. Are you kidding me? To be able to just wander around with a wand and like, I'm assuming it's kind of like any other game where you show up new. I don't know necessarily that you like grow in age during the game, but you show up and all you know is like, the disarming spell. And so you have to like wander around and find different spells and learn them. And eventually you get to Voldemort level where you can just murder people.
I think.
And if you're into like GTA 5, like maybe that's your thing, or maybe you want to be the good guy, whatever. Who knows what the storyline is going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit of the gameplay trailer, and you get like sorted as a first year, and then later on there was like a cinematic where they were like, welcome to your 5th year of Defense Against the Dark Arts. So I think you literally play like long term through.
Dude, I love that.
That's awesome.
I love that the fact that you get to like go through the experience, virtually, obviously, but I think I'm so excited for it.
I wonder how far they'll take it. Like, are you actually going to have to study to like know how to make your potions?
Yeah, right. So you get off your job, then you have to go home and study spells online to level up.
Cool. All right. Next week, just to highlight all the games coming out next week, we've got Ghostwire Tokyo. If you don't know what that is, it's a horror game that's coming out. It looks pretty scary. The Japanese tend to do scary pretty well. If you're looking at this thing, I'm not getting anywhere near that. On the same day, we're gonna have Kirby coming out. Let's see if I can get you a good view. So yeah, compare that bad boy to this game, and we're talking 2 completely different games coming out.
Yeah, that seems much more uplifting and chill.
Yeah, and then lastly, the Tiny Tina's Wonderlands we talked about a couple weeks ago. So you have that to look forward to next week if you're looking for a new game to play. And then lastly, one little thing I wanted to highlight on your radars here is Nintendo Switch Sports is coming out April 29th. So did you ever play the Wii Sports games or game?
I love bowling.
Tennis.
Tennis is fun. I think honestly that's all I can remember like really playing. I probably dabbled in it in the other things.
Yeah, they had like a home run derby that was cool too.
Yeah.
But I just remember that game being fun, and then just thinking about what they can do with the Switch Joy-Cons, like much higher fidelity. This could be pretty fun, I'd imagine, if they do it right.
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's kind of weird because I feel like this assumes, and I think obviously everybody gets a dock when they order the game, right? So they plug it into the TV and they can stream it on the TV. So I think it kind of assumes that, because it'd be really difficult if you don't have a TV to hook it up to play any sort of sports game, because you're so far away from that little, the little screen of the actual Switch.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think you could play it on that screen, and which means, and if you don't have the Joy-Cons, you won't be able to play it on the Switch Lite either. So,
right.
Yeah, this should be fun though. I have good memories about the Wii Sports games. So,
yeah,
April 29th for that.
I don't know what they were called. The Wii guys that just like bobbled back and forth.
I think they were Miis.
The Miis, yeah. They just bobbled back and forth, and you just got to pick one. You got to build one based off your likes or whatever. It's kind of like Elden Ring, except not really, because it was not nearly as cool. But
all right, that's our games radar for the week. If you are excited about a game coming out, you can email us at OMGpodcastGG@gmail.com or reach us on Twitter and Instagram at OMG_podcastGG, and we will bring it up on our next episode. Chat, if you're excited and hear about an upcoming game, go ahead and type that into the chat, and we'll talk about it right now. But with that being said, we will move on to our major topic for the week, which is going to be March Madness and sports games, of course. All right, dude. So let's talk about this. Let's just get this out of the way to start. Who you got winning? Yeah. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that hat that you're wearing.
Yeah, I mean, you would think. To be honest, so I fill out like 15 brackets every year.
Yeah.
And typically like 13 of the 15 that I fill out are Duke winning, regardless.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Blind loyalty.
Yeah. But this year I'm in some like the only brackets that I filled out basically were in leagues, that you have to pay like $10 for a bracket or $20 for a bracket.
Yeah.
So I decided to go against my normal judgment and actually try to win some money. So I'm stoked about Duke so far. Maybe they can pull it out. I hope they can. But overall, I have, I think my two biggest brackets have Gonzaga and Arizona winning.
Okay.
As one seeds there. But again, Coach K, dear God, please win another national championship before you retire.
And go out on top.
Yeah, come on, do it. You guys got it.
That would be cool.
It would,
but it's not going to happen.
I think it might. We'll see.
I also have Gonzaga winning.
Yeah.
So the last time I won a bracket challenge that I was in with friends, Gonzaga won. So we'll see.
Nice, dude. So we have a not you and I, but sorry. So I have a co-mutual friend with Jimmy, with Savage, who he's put this thing on for I don't know how many years. I think he went to school with Jimmy, and it just keeps growing. So every year he sends out this annual email to like get people to bet on this thing.
Yeah.
Right. It's $20 a bracket, but every year, like the people that are in it recruit. So it keeps getting bigger
like
and bigger and bigger. Yeah. So I think last year, again, $20 center. I think last year the winner of it, because of how many people we had, won like $3,000 plus.
Ooh, nice.
Like it's a massive thing that people just keep recruiting for.
Is it is it only one bracket?
One bracket. Yep. Yeah. $20, you get one bracket, and that's it. So I'm interested to see who wins this year and how, like, seriously, how big this can get with, 6 degrees of separation or whatever you call it.
Yeah. Eventually Kevin Bacon will be in it. And
yeah.
All right. Cool, dude. Yeah. So it looks like we're in agreement on Gonzaga. I could also see Arizona winning it, but we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know, because you would think that Baylor played great all season long and then lost. So it's called March Madness for a reason.
Yeah.
Like you're gonna get upsets. So who knows?
Yeah, it's all about matchups and who wants it more.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. So that's a great segue into what we're going to talk about this week, and it's everyone's favorite games to play with their friends on the couch and then end up hating each other at the end of it, and it's sports games. So first of all, we're going to talk about, where did it all start? How did we get to the point we're at right now? Just a little brief history so that you guys, can respect your elders. I know you didn't play a whole lot of like early games, so I'll kind of lean heavily into this, and then you can talk about the more modern stuff. But cool. So everyone, here's a fun fact for you. OMG fun fact: the first ever sports game is also possibly credited as the first video game ever, and it was called
It
was called Tennis for Two. It was made by a dude named William Higginbotham in 1958.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so it was made on an oscilloscope. I don't know if you've seen one of those, but they're basically used to like measure frequencies and things like that.
Okay.
And so this is the very first video game ever, and there was just two little controls that he had, and you just hit the button when you wanted to send the little ping back to the other side, and it would go over the net.
Oh, no kidding. There's even a net there for the listeners that he's showing the thing on screen. And there is no kidding, just a net down the bottom. It's 2D, like sideways profile. That's crazy.
Yeah, so 1958. That's a way further back than I thought, but yeah, pretty cool. Little fun fact there.
Yeah.
Cool. So Pong really was the first commercially successful sports game, if you want to call it that. It's kind of tennis back and forth. That was in 1972 over on the Atari, I believe. Cool. So yeah, we're not talking a whole lot of high fidelity stuff, like very simple.
No.
Very simple thought process there for those games. Cool. We move into the 80s, right? We're on the 8-bit type stuff, arcades, Nintendo, things like that. And so we start getting a little bit cooler stuff. I don't know if you remember the game Punch-Out. I got it up on the screen here, but just an old boxing game. I think it might even be called Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, but I remember having to beat this game. It's actually really hard. Still is really hard. You see Mario there is like the referee in the corner.
Did you have to bite ears? Or
no ear biting was allowed in this game.
No
but,
ear biting. Yeah, okay.
The size difference of the dude that you are versus the guy you're fighting is...
Yeah, what? I thought you just hadn't scrolled far enough, but it seems very tiny.
Yeah. That game was hard. Really hard.
Yeah.
Cool. So those games were very, very limited by the 8-bit technology. Like even the football games, based on the memory that was on the cartridge, couldn't have more than, I think, 6 players on each team just because it couldn't do the math.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we move into the 90s, the great time when 16-bit takes over and we get a little...
16-bit. Let's go.
We get a little more realism. So Tecmo Super Bowl was the first game to actually have real NFL player names in it.
Okay.
And this is like just before Madden and EA Sports team up.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what catches the whole industry on fire. So John Madden works out a contract with a company called Electronic Arts at the time. And they say, we want the NFL in video games. And we want it every year. And there's a pretty cool interview, or it's actually a mini series on Netflix. Have you seen it? I think it's called Game Over or It's like a documentary on the origin of video games.
I don't think I've seen it.
Check it out. I can't remember. I'll have to.
Yeah,
look it up,
if I can find it, I will absolutely watch it.
Yeah, it's really good. And one of the whole episodes is about John Madden's like move into the sports world or sports gaming world. But
I tell you what, the goal of the game, you score more points than the other team, you win the game.
He's got dirt on his jersey. That means there's less dirt on the field. Thanks, John.
Thanks, John.
All right, man. So John Madden and EA Sports just take it over, right? But we got to talk about this. The Madden Curse. True or not?
As far as I've seen, it's true.
Dude, some of them were like creepy, right? Like,
yeah.
Adrian Peterson, ACL. Peyton Manning, neck severed from his head.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Yeah.
I think Tom Brady, of course, proved the curse wrong, but
oh yeah, there's outliers, you know.
Yeah, it even got so serious that they started putting 2 guys on there just to like share the voodoo. I don't know. Cool, and we'll talk a little bit about Madden football, but dude, I remember playing the first. I think it was Madden '94 was the first one, and it was when the Cowboys were actually good.
In '99.
94, yeah, they were. You could take the ball with Emmitt Smith, and you'd be on the goal line about to score, and you could run it all the way back to the other end zone, dodge everyone, and score for a 99-yard or 200-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, you bet.
Yeah. Good times. If only it was like that today.
Yeah.
All right. And then in the 2000s is where we really start getting into where they start doing motion capture with actual athletes, like putting the little sensors on them, and they'll go into the studio and have them do legitimate sports moves.
Yeah. Like literally on every joint.
Right. You remember seeing this when it first like got into, I think probably PlayStation and Xbox, where it's just like, whoa, it looks real. Like the way they're moving, truck stick, just running people over.
Yeah. And then every once in a while, my favorite thing ever still is sometimes even in like the new Madden games, you get like someone hitting truck stick and there's like a glitch where someone's just like freaking, like their joints are just freaking out and everything. Yeah. It's so funny. But I mean, there's like literally, I don't know, probably an infinite amount of ways that all of these collisions can go.
Oh, yeah.
You know, based on how someone hits and tackles or blah, blah, blah. Like, it's obviously super hard to account for as far as the physics of it all.
I mean, they didn't have a whole lot of variety. Like once you played a few times, you're like, all right, that's the same tackle. That's the same catch. Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah. But it's gotten better and better. I haven't actually played a Madden game in a few years, but
yeah,
I remember NFL Blitz was about this time period, and I can only imagine getting the motion capture for that stuff, just like the wrestling moves that they were doing.
No. They just took it off the rock, like who we talked about last week.
WWE. That game was so much fun. Every time I see that in an arcade nowadays, I still try to play it.
Yeah.
Great times. That's how football was meant to be.
That's right, dude. No holds bar. Like, no rules. Let's go.
Cool. So then basically, ever since the 2000s, things have started looking better a little bit, and the crowd looks more realistic, and you can see freaking sweat beads dripping off people's faces. Here, I'll even show you a screenshot of like the most modern NBA game, but you go your boy Zion, you can see the sweat on his forehead.
Yes,
like
sir. The crowd, baby.
The crowd, everyone in the crowd is like an individual. Well, you can see some repeats.
Yeah,
but
it's not just like a blob back there. Yeah.
So pretty crazy. That just leads me to question, dude. Like, when do you think you fire up your old Xbox, whatever, Xbox Zero, whatever they're going with, and it's like, oh, I'm looking at a real life simulation.
Yeah, dude, I don't know. I think we're still a few years from it. I think though that we're getting close as far as the realism is concerned. You know, people who can log in, not necessarily on like console, but maybe dudes who log in on, or chicks who log in on Oculus one day can literally sit in that, first row and watch a game.
Watch a virtual game?
Not even like virtual game.
Like an NBA game.
But log in, maybe you pay a subscription fee or whatever, but you can literally like sit in the on courtside seats and just watch an NBA game or an NFL, whatever sport you're into.
Oh yeah, we're not far from that, I bet.
I think we're fairly close to that. So like that is game changing.
I mean, I have an Oculus and or whatever they're calling it, Quest 2, and you can go watch a concert live. So
yeah,
I bet you sports is shortly behind.
Is not far behind. So you could literally whatever pay. I'm sure there's going to be a fee, right? Not necessarily a subscription fee, but just a fee for that event, right?
You just buy a ticket?
Just like paying tickets.
Yeah, and you go, I want to sit close or I want to sit far virtually.
Yeah, exactly. And you just sit on your couch and you watch the game and you can just like look around and watch the the game happen real
You
time.
drink your beer and you eat your hot dog with your your mask on.
I don't think we're that far from doing that, which is really cool.
Yeah, that would be pretty awesome.
Yeah. Like, can you imagine being able to sit on your comfy couch or in your bed and watch the March Madness Championship, like from courtside seats?
No parking issues, no crowd.
No, it's when it's over, you take it off and you go to sleep or you go do whatever. Like, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I think COVID kind of showed the world that, you remember that long period of time where we didn't have any live sports, and you and I were kind of joking when we were deployed. I was like, do you think one day we'll talk to our kids with like this longing? Man, we used to gather in these giant arenas and watch men and women play sports and battle it out. Like,
yeah.
And
so I think that I hope the like live component doesn't go away, because I'm assuming there's people that are always going to want to be there, right?
Right.
Live, like here, like in it,
Yeah,
like,
there's something to be said for like being able to yell at your favorite player.
Right. But there will be a contingent of people that just will want to sit on their couch or in their bed or whatever and watch these events, and it will still continue to increase revenue. Right?
Oh yeah. So
like, how could you not do it? And I don't think we're very far from being able to make that happen, which is very cool.
It costs so much to take a family of 4 to a Cowboys game here in Jerry World.
Oh, I have no doubt.
And we're in the nosebleeds and we're still paying $200 a ticket. It's like, I'm getting this terrible view, and I'm dealing with all these randos, and I could just be on my couch watching it. So that,
Right. I mean, you'd have to buy the, whatever your Quest 2 or whatever is for the whole family. But also, I would say that you have to probably find just a better team, come support the Commanders.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. They can't even figure out their name, so. All right, man. So to me, we've kind of hit like a stagnation when it comes to sports games, like fidelity wise. Like, it kind of feels like we've been buying the same game every year for like 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like FIFA is the same game every year. What do you think?
Yeah, I would agree. I don't know. I think they try to add new modes and stuff. I don't know when they went to, because originally it was just like straight up play the game and that was it. That's all you had. But now, they've a few years ago they've tried to add like the franchise mode where you own a team and you have to do all the things, regardless if it's Madden or FIFA or whatever, an MLB team. So I feel like they try to like revamp it that way, but again, like you said, it's a lot of the same, and it kind of gets old to me. I enjoy sports games, but I don't know. I can't. Every game I get, I try to start a franchise, and then like 4 games in the season, I'm like, yeah, okay,
yeah.
Just put this one on simulate. Let's just get through the season, see how we did, and move on.
Yeah, I mean, we used to do that in high school, like with 4 friends. You just each pick a team and you do a full-on fantasy draft, and you'd run multi-seasons after season after season.
Yeah,
and then you would play the games where you were matched up against each other.
Right.
I like sports games for the play your buddy sitting next to you on the couch, having pizza and beers and whatever. I can't.
Same.
I haven't been able to get into like playing through a season or whatever in a long time.
No, and I know there's a lot of there's obviously if you log into Twitch at all, you see the Twitch rivals, Madden, FIFA, all the things. So it's obviously still very competitive as far as people are concerned, but I'm just not at that place where I can dedicate the time to practice and do all the things to
agreed.
get good.
I remember one of the NCAA football games, you started out as like a high school recruit and you had to like be in your dorm room working out, reading, and like getting your stats up. And then you got like you got like recruited and you signed to school and stuff. And that seemed like kind of the first time they were like, okay, we need to start putting something more than just play a sports game in here, but it was kind of cheesy. And I don't know.
I'm interested. So do you know, I don't know if you've played one recently, the NCAA games, but with the transition from college students being able to get paid,
they stopped making it.
Oh, they did. Yeah. They just stopped making it. There's no, because originally it was like there were no names on jerseys. The players made no money, obviously. Right. So they're just done with NCAA games.
Yeah, they haven't. I'm looking it up right now. But yeah, they ever since that law changed, they stopped making the games. 2014 was the last game that came out.
Oh, okay. So
it's been quite a while.
It probably wasn't because of this law or whatever. That I think it was the NIL or whatever, but I think that came out last year.
Yeah,
but I was interested to see if they actually like put if players could get monetized because of them being good.
I think they started getting like legal action on them by college athletes because it was like they were making them and using their likeness and stuff, but
using their likeness, using how good they were. Right. Yeah, I mean,
you knew who they were. They didn't have their name.
Yeah, absolutely did.
They had the same numbers.
I mean, the number was on the jersey. We knew who they were.
Yeah, so I liked those games. I played that probably more than Madden just because I liked college football. But
yeah.
So that being said, dude, I think we need something's got to happen in that genre to like revitalize it. I think I know it's massively popular, but it's just been the same for so long. And kind of one of my ideas was maybe like these games come out every year, right? They're calendar like clockwork. So like instead of making you pay for a new game every year, why don't you this kind of thing makes perfect sense to me to make a subscription based like service for sports games.
Yeah, just instead of updating the game in Call of Duty, just pay for the game and then update it a year later. And you get the better graphics, new game modes or whatever. Like why are we spending $60 a year to buy the same game?
Because you gotta pay those college. Oh wait, no, you don't.
Oh yeah, no.
Yeah, we'll see where they go with it, but I don't know, man. I do like the idea of like these games being connected to the internet, and you can play like I remember in FIFA, you could say, I want the real roster that Real Madrid has right now with injuries and everything. And you could play like with their actual team. And when they make trades and stuff, it'll update automatically.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. But
I enjoyed playing FIFA or Madden. And when you could pick a team from the 1980s.
Right. Oh yeah. That was cool. Yeah.
Like you could play with the old players and based on their stats, who knows how they do. But like it's cool to be able to like delve into that. But at the same time, like why am I buying a game every year for
it's kind
of the same content basically? Sure, graphics get a little bit better, but I mean, come on.
You're making me pay $60 because you updated some rosters? Come on.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Dude, I think the first company that really nails a virtual reality sports game, like imagine just being in the pocket in the NFL, like you're the quarterback and you drop back to pass and you see linemen rushing you and you have to look at your reads and stuff. The first company that nails that to where it actually works is gonna just kill it.
Oh, they'll make $100 billion.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. $100 billion.
Cool.
I just don't know how, it's tough to see. And I agree. Like, dude, if you can nail that, like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? Like, it's
Oh,
insane. But I feel like before that happens, slash, if like Ready Player One type stuff doesn't happen beforehand, you're gonna see. Are you kidding me? The Instagram, Twitter feeds are gonna be full of people going through windows because there's gonna be people running all over the living room, going through their glass windows because they're running around the field and not realizing they're in their living room because it's so realistic.
How many people died today from VR?
Yeah, like
I
so
mean,
until you get that treadmill that goes, the omnidirectional treadmill, like you're gonna have people crashing, like stepping on toddlers and stuff.
I mean, there's already a bunch of videos of people jumping into their TVs and
Yeah, exactly.
Pure comedy.
Yeah,
agreed. Cool. So that being said, dude, what are your... Here, I'll start, and you can have some time to think about this because I didn't prepare you. I'm going to give the listeners my 5 favorite sports games of all time. And some of these
we're doing 5.
Well, however many you want to do. Just what are your favorite sports games, okay?
Okay.
And it could be a series or whatever, but these are mine. So number 1, in no particular order, but NBA Jam. Remember NBA Jam?
Yes.
He's heating up.
Yeah.
Boom!
Dude,
shakalaka.
You could play as the Utah Jazz with
Malone and Stockton.
Malone, Stockton, and just be unbeatable.
Yeah, I remember the Lakers had James Worthy on there with Vlade Divac before he got traded for Kobe.
Yeah.
It's like, well, this is not the Lakers.
Yeah.
Like they couldn't get anyone else to sign up for the royalties or what? Come on. Cool. I love that game. That kind of just epitomizes arcade sports games. The best game out there for that.
Yeah.
Me and my good buddy Dom played this game when we were growing up a lot, but Acme All-Stars was a Sega Genesis and I think maybe Super Nintendo game where you just played as the Tiny Toons in different sports. So this is soccer, 3-on-3 soccer with a goalie. But this game is so much fun. Like
I'd never played that game.
Yeah,
That's surprising.
Each of them has their own little like ability or special, I guess. So like the rabbits run fast, the Tasmanian devil spins and like just messes people up. And
what does the pig do?
The pig, I think he
like burrow underground and pop up.
Oh no, else. He eats the ball and he bounces around and then shoots it at the goal.
Oh, okay.
And then the skunk like squirts you with doo-doo, baby.
Slowing doo-doo.
And then I can't remember what the cat does. I think he jumps on top of it and like does a bicycle kick. But yeah, dude, great game. Probably just a masterpiece. 10 out of 10.
Nice.
Cool. I also FIFA. I would probably say is like my favorite game to play with friends. In college, we played this probably every day for 2 years. But there's no other game that will make you hate your best friend faster than FIFA. Like your best friend chips your goalie for the game-winning goal, and it's over. Cut ties. All right, and then probably my favorite all time was Madden 94, which we already talked about because the Cowboys were so good. And then lastly, we already talked about as well, but Wii Sports. So these are my favorite sports games. Kind of some off the wall picks, but what about you, dude?
Are you still there?
Yeah, I think I had a little hiccup. But...
Am I still here?
Yep, you're live.
Okay. Dude, I agree. I think NBA Jam is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
it's not even really like a sports game. It's just crazy.
It's straight up, arcade.
3v3. Yeah, he's on fire, and all of a sudden you can dunk from half court.
Yeah.
Like it's awesome. But that's the game I grew up on, and so I love it. I think on my last computer, I had I forget what you call it, but where you can basically play old games.
Yeah.
I had that. Dude, so I love sports games. So PGA is probably one of my favorites.
Was it
Because I
Tiger
love
Woods
golf.
PGA for a while? Or was it? Did he
It
have his own
was,
game?
it was Tiger Woods PGA for a little
Yeah.
while, and then he had the little hiccup,
Yeah.
little hiccup in quotations.
Raw Dog and Randos.
Yeah, now it's just PGA.
Yeah.
But I love those games. Because I like golf.
Dude, that
and they're
game
fun to
actually,
play.
those games actually taught me a lot about golf, like memorizing your distances and like how to play the ball.
And, you play that and you're like, oh well, I guess I have to go to the range and figure out what or how far I hit these clubs.
And then you're like, why do I suck at real golf?
Yeah.
I know how to do it in the game.
So PGA is fun. FIFA, like you said, is my, like you said, favorite game to play. No kidding, when you're sitting around with a buddy.
Yeah.
Who also enjoys FIFA, obviously, because you're playing with a dude who has no idea how to do anything. It's no fun. But overall, FIFA's a great game. Madden, I used to play a lot, actually. So I played Madden for a long time. Sorry, I'm not doing 5. I'm just kind of spitballing.
No worries.
Madden I played for a long time when I was in like middle school, high school, and then I just realized, because I never played football, so I had no idea how to what's the difference between a nickel defense and a 4-3 defense or a 3-4 defense or all these things. So I'm just not very good because I don't understand the intricacies of football.
Yeah.
So I kind of stopped playing that. But I will tell you, I played a lot of NFL Blitz.
Oh, baby.
Because there's no rules in NFL Blitz.
The only rule is there's no rules.
Yeah, the only rule is you have to essentially murder someone after every play.
Yeah.
So a lot of NFL Blitz. I love that game. Again, it's not super intricate like Madden is when you see the dudes on, Twitch playing tournaments where you have to understand football, because I just don't. The other game that kind of relates to NFL Blitz is, I don't know if you ever played this, NHL Hits.
Dude, so good.
Oh yeah, when you're on a hockey rink. I think there's like 4 or 5 teammates on each team, but you could make their nuggets gigantic,
massive,
or very small, or you could make the puck gigantic. I mean, there were so many different codes that you could put in to change the game. Like NHL Hits is probably it's like kind of my most entertaining game of all time, because it's like NFL Blitz in the fact that you just get to murder people. And there's so many weird things, and you could do it with NFL Blitz too, but at the same time, dude, I love the NHL game that they put out with Hits. It's so entertaining.
That was a great game.
And then, dude, my last one that I was just kind of thinking over is I don't know if it was a PS game or an Xbox game. I'm pretty sure it was PS, but the 1080 snowboarding games.
Oh, those were really awesome.
Where it was just, there were so many levels to it. You could race, you could just go for big air, like big tricks. You could just do random roaming mode where you just you get helicopter dropped off a mountain and you just kind of figured it out to get to the bottom. I love winter sports, snowboarding, skiing.
Yeah.
All of that. The fact that you could just kind of wander a world on a snowboard was very fun to me.
Yeah, I remember they had hidden stuff on in hard to reach places, and you try to collect them.
Yeah.
Those games
Yeah.
were really good. I forgot about that. Nice. Good
There's
call.
also random last ad. There's also I don't know if it's N64 or again, I don't know what console it was on, but there's a ski game. I forget what it's called, but it was something kids, and it
Snowboard
was a bunch
Kids.
snowboard kids.
It was like
Yes,
it was like Mario Kart, but snowboarding.
yes, that game was amazing.
That game is really
I
good.
spent so many hours on that game, but again, that just goes back to like me like loving,
Yeah.
winter outdoor sports.
Yeah, I can picture the different characters in that game right now.
And you had to hit the lift, and there was a little song that
Yeah.
I don't know the song, but it was a song that you went up to the top and had to do it.
Yeah, it was cool.
Another lap.
It was a cool concept because the laps were just runs, and then they would take you to the top.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Great game. Might go try to. I think I have that actually somewhere in my.
I probably do too.
Yeah.
I need to find it.
Nice, dude. Cool. So if you are into sports games and you haven't played any of those that we just mentioned, get after it. You got till the end of March.
That's right.
Sweet. All right, man. We will move into what we played this week. All right. So I kind of took a little bit of a gaming break this week just to kind of spend some time with the family, which is always important to do. But I did get some Destiny in, and I did get some Mario Kart in. If you guys don't know this, they just released a bunch of new maps in Mario Kart 8 on Switch. That game's been out for 5 years, maybe even longer, because I think it was on Wii U.
I never had a Wii U, but it's been out for a while.
Yeah. So Destiny, I just continue the grind. I think I'm at 1567 light level, almost maxed out.
Goodness.
Catch up, dude. Get good.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I'm just in the real grind of trying to get that pinnacle gear. I did introduce a new friend to the game yesterday, and so kind of just recruiting for the guild and getting more people interested in that game. We got him through the initial story stuff, and our game plan is to grind him through Legends so he can quickly keep up with us. So we'll see how he enjoys that.
Yeah.
Other than that, man, just spend a lot of time with the family. Just kind of focusing on that. But, I'm sure gaming will make a violent resurgence in my life coming up here. How about you, man? What'd you get into?
Dude, I played some Destiny on Wednesday or Thursday. Doesn't really matter, but played Destiny. I did all my, pinnacle gear quest type stuff.
What are you at? 15.
I'm at 1534 right now, but no kidding, I went up this past week from 1528 to 1534. So I gained 6 light levels. So I'm just waiting. I logged on earlier to see if I could do anything else for pinnacle gear, and there's nothing really available.
You need friends once you get to those.
Yeah, so I need to wait till next week till the reset, or I guess the next couple days for the reset to be able to actually up my light level again.
Here's a cool concept I just thought of based on what you just said. But my dad was texting me, mysteriously texting me about like curious questions about Destiny 2, like where does he play it and how does he get it? Like he doesn't know.
Oh, your dad's gonna raid with us?
I was like, yeah, let's get this boomer in here. Wait, I think he's a Gen Xer actually, but
dude, you just have to build him a computer and set him up.
I did build him a computer one time, but I guess something happened with the hard drive. Like it was just a small connection issue, but they were like, "Oh, this thing's broken," and they just went out and bought a pre-made one.
No.
Yeah. So I tried to get him into gaming, but man's got to do what a man's got to do.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, I think we talked about it on the first episode, potentially, but for anybody that doesn't know, like my computer back here, over my left shoulder, Taze and I literally built in Taze's garage in
Yeah.
South Carolina. He hooked me up and helped me learn how to do this thing.
Yeah, done a few builds now. I've got a custom water cooling loop in mine. I don't know if you can
Yeah.
see, but yeah, if you guys have any questions about how to throw a computer together or recommendations for parts or, pitfalls of things that you could screw up if you're trying to do it yourself. It's not as hard as you would think. It's very much like Legos nowadays.
It's like Legos. You just plug and play, you know?
And much cheaper.
But to get back to, so Destiny is awesome, right? I'm just waiting for next week. As far as being able to get pinnacle gear and level up.
Yeah.
I'm ready for the next raid.
We had
some in our group chat, we had some stuff out for potentially Saturday night, but we were having dinners with neighbors and it didn't end up working out. So
yeah, we'll get in there. There's a bunch to check out.
We'll figure out the next raid. So played a little bit of Destiny. The other thing I played is Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
When you guys weren't online, I played Lost Ark. I'm trying to get some. I'm level 38, almost 39 now.
Okay.
So
getting there.
Basically, almost 11 levels from end game content. And that's my goal this week, is to get there and try to do some end game content just to get the experience in and let everybody know how that goes. So we'll see. Hopefully I get there. Again, we both have full-time jobs and lives, and so sometimes stuff falls out.
Yeah, that's
the main. Can't quite get to.
That's the main thing I learned when I got married and had kids, is that gaming probably should be the first thing to fall out of your priorities list, but sometimes it's not. So I try to balance that as much as possible.
Yeah, it absolutely should, right? Family's the most important part of everything. And then I didn't get a chance to play Elden Ring this week. I need to do some research. So my biggest holdup is, now that I've finally actually leveled in Elden Ring, I need to figure out how I'm trying to build this guy.
Oh, like what?
And I just haven't. Yeah, what equipment, what skills, like what to boost, and I just haven't quite figured that out yet. So I took a pause on Elden Ring this week because I was doing a bunch of stuff, and plus March Madness was on, so I was watching a ton of basketball, because obviously most people don't know me, but I'm a huge, I played basketball my entire life. Huge college basketball guy.
So you can almost beat me one-on-one.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, you bet. So didn't quite get to Elden Ring this week. I'm going to do some research on how to build up my character and get back into it, because I'm excited about it. I really am.
That's kind of my gaming goal this week. I found myself thinking about playing it a lot. I wanted to, get into those boss fights, and I just never was able to find the time.
So well, I feel like a lot of the problem is, you think about playing Elden Ring and you're like, yeah, I want to do this. And then you're like, but it's going to be so tough, and I'm going to hate my life for an hour. So then you're like, it's not like a real priority. You want to, but at the same time, you're kind of like, I could play something else.
It's like knowing that you have work to do that can
exactly. Just procrastination,
Yeah, so that my week coming up is probably going to try to focus on that, and I might pick up the new Kirby game to give you guys a good review and play that with the youngster, but we'll see.
Oh yeah. Let us know how Liam feels about that.
Yeah, he doesn't know anything about Kirby except for Smash Brothers, so we'll see. Maybe I'll force him to play. When I first had Liam, I had this grandiose idea that I was going to introduce him to video games in the order that they like chronologically happened so that he could
Oh, come on.
appreciate the history.
You're doing too much, dude.
He don't care.
Yeah.
I still might do that with the Zelda games. I'm contemplating that, but the problem is the first Zelda game is so difficult to care about when you're small.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Any other plans you're excited for, work wise, gaming wise, whatever coming up?
No, other than the fact that we're flying nights the next 5 weeks, so I'm not super stoked about that.
So we'll see. We'll see if we might have to change when we do some episodes coming up here, but we'll keep you updated on OMG_podcastGG on Twitter, and that's where we post all of our most up to date schedule changes.
It shouldn't affect our schedule, but I'm just not super stoked because literally so in Arizona we don't do daylight savings time, right? So we're on West Coast time.
Did you hear about the Senate proposal?
Yeah. Permanent, like no longer daylight savings time, 2023.
We'll join you.
But yeah, so like literally the worst part about flying nights here in Arizona is I'm supposed to sleep till I try to sleep until like 10, 11 because so in the fighter pilot community / pilot community, we have an RNet, which is a report note earlier than for crew rest type stuff. And our our RNet this week is like 1:30 p.m.
Oh.
And based on our house / windows / just being in Arizona, dude, I can't sleep past 7:30 a.m. So like I have to wake up at 7:30 and then show up no earlier than 1:30 and then fly until 10 p.m. So it's just flying nights is just it's a brutal day, and we're doing it for a long time because the B course, whatever.
I know we always say night train is the right train, but man, it's not good on your body.
No, it's not.
All right, cool, man. That's about all we've got for content for this week. But if you would like to reach out to us, we already mentioned it once, but you can reach us at OMGpodcastGG@gmail.com and get us your emails, get us your thoughts, your critiques, things that we could do better, things you're liking, and we will make that happen. Also, reach us at OMG_podcastGG on Twitter and Instagram. And then for myself, you can find me on twitch.tv/theStroke. I'll be streaming from time to time. We should have some announcements about that coming up here in the next few months about an actual more regular streaming schedule. But other than that, dude, Swift, where can they find you?
Same thing, twitch.tv/Swiftmida. I don't stream that often. I'm trying to get back into it, but it's a fairly non-standard schedule. So drop us both a follow, please, if you're interested in podcasts, and then hit us up when we're live doing whatever.
Sweet. And then you can also find our other episodes or feature episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or you can go to https://omgpodcast.podbean.com, or anywhere else you find your podcast. We should be on there. If you like what you hear, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review if you don't mind. Leave us a written review if you've got the time and you like what you hear or you want us to change anything. That really helps us out with discoverability type stuff as we grow our little community here. But any support you guys have offered has been so awesome, and I thank you guys so much. That being said, dude, we will see you guys next week. Swift, I'll see you next week, or I'll see you online.
All right, see you, buddy.
See ya.